But behind the smiles and matching outfits,
welcome to Watch Mojo. And today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 normal social media posts with disturbing backstories.
What is the point of that? I don't understand. Like, what was she trying to accomplish, do you think? Because I can't even...
Because she wants her child to be the most beautiful, perfect child.
For this list, we'll be looking at social media posts or photographs that initially look harmless, but are connected to disturbing or uncomfortable backstories, either by external circumstances or their accidental association with dark controversies. Have you ever thought twice about something you've seen on social media? Let us know in the comments below. Number 20. A descent into QAnon. An Arizona man named Michael Meyer posted to Facebook claiming that he had uncovered a secret human trafficking ring in Tucson. This ignited a storm of concern, but it didn't take long for the investigators to prove that it was all made up. But that was just the start of the story. Meyer received thousands of dollars in donations, which subsequently disappeared without a trace. Meyer then fell deeper and deeper into QAnon conspiracies. He often films himself wandering the desert and stealing water tanks from humanitarian groups that he is convinced are part of the trafficking ring. He was finally arrested and charged with 2 felony counts of third-degree burglary. It's a rather disturbing spiral that all began with a viral Facebook post. Number 19. The Turpin Family. Peruse the Turpin family's social media and you'll find a seemingly happy group. Mom Louise and Father David smiling while renewing their wedding vows. Their kids a well-matched group around them. A funny picture referencing Dr. Seuss with the children wearing Thing shirts. In fact, Louise's aunt directly commented on the family's Facebook accounts, saying they looked like one big happy family. In reality, these children were being horrifically abused by their parents. They were only let out of the house on occasion, resulting in these seemingly normal pictures. One of the kids, Jordan Turpin, eventually escaped and called the police.
I don't know how you had the courage, never having spoken to anyone like that.
Louise and David were found guilty of numerous charges and given 25 years to life.
This is off the charts sadistic.
Number 18. Emily Sander. Back in November of 2007, a particularly disturbing post was made on 4chan. The anonymous user uploaded a picture of a young woman and claimed that whoever guessed their own post number would be given a set of coordinates. These coordinates would allegedly lead to the body of the girl in the photo. As uncomfortable as it is, this sort of content is a regular occurrence on 4chan, so people played along. But the coordinates did in fact lead to a body, and this was later identified as Emily Sander, the young woman seen in the photograph. Some believe this was a hoax perpetrated by a 4chan troll, but others are convinced that the poster killed Sander and gave the coordinates to her body. Number 17. Hashtag MyNYPD. Issues of police brutality are a hot topic in the news, and it's represented best through the misaimed hashtag MyNYPD campaign. In 2014, the New York Police Department looked to bolster their image on social media and created the hashtag. The idea was to have everyday people post pictures of themselves interacting with friendly police officers. But this simple post ignited a firestorm. The hashtag was quickly hijacked and people uploaded many instances of police brutality and abuses of power.
Despite the unexpected response, the commissioner defended the social media push.
What we are trying to do is be more open, more transparent.
Swinging batons, people getting thrown onto the ground and choked, it was all there. The protest movement was incredibly popular and it thoroughly dismantled the NYPD's benign intentions with an upsetting reality.
In a social media conversation, though, the end users are as loud as the organization that starts the conversation.
Number 16. Claire Miller. You never know about the people on TikTok. Some may look ordinary, but are actually harboring dark secrets or malicious inner demons just waiting to emerge. This is eerily exemplified through the account at Spirits and Such Consulting, which had about 20,000 followers. The girl who ran this account seemed like your typical teenager, posting about anime, dancing, and making jokes about her dad. However, internet sleuths later linked this account to a convicted murderer named Claire Miller, who stabbed and killed her disabled sister in 2021.
Prosecution argued that Miller was obsessed with homicide and that she was afraid of harming herself or others. The Miller family has asked for mercy from the courts and hoped that their daughter would be able to get treatment for her mental health in a clinical setting.
The videos were made prior to her arrest, with the most recent being uploaded just one day before the killing occurred. Miller is now in prison, having been convicted of third-degree murder. Number 15, Nightclub Fire.
You can also see here where Good Samaritans and firefighters used sledgehammers to break through into the bathroom and try to drag people out here to safety. The pain here is still very raw tonight.
Those who follow DJ Bolinia on Facebook would have seen a pretty common picture on the morning of January 27th, 2013. His Facebook photo is a regular nightclub scene, complete with purple lights, a band playing on stage, and a packed room with people standing shoulder to shoulder. But it was shortly after this photo was uploaded that tragedy struck. The picture was taken at the Kiss nightclub in Brazil, which suffered a devastating fire when stage pyrotechnics ignited the soundproofing foam in the ceiling. The building did not have adequate fire escapes and was over capacity, resulting in hundreds of injuries and 242 deaths. This makes it the second deadliest fire in Brazil's history. Number 14, McD Stories. It's evident that many people love a good hashtag takeover. The New York Police Department learned this the hard way, and so did McDonald's. Back in 2012, the famous chain launched the hashtag McDStories, hoping to inspire positive tales about their delicious food and unbeatable hospitality. Naturally, customers quickly hijacked the hashtag and shared some less than fortunate incidents. Tales ranged from the comedic and goofy to the disgusting, disturbing, and even tragic. Horrific injuries, unfortunate farming practices, and even fatal heart attacks. You name it. The campaign was such a disaster that McDonald's pulled the plug after just 2 hours. But the damage had long been done. Number 13, an unfortunate Photoshop. Kim Zolciak is a regular cast member on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, and she has repeatedly been accused of photoshopping pictures of her children. Perhaps the most infamous case occurred in 2018 when Zolciak posted what looked like a harmless picture of her daughter Kaya with her son Kane. However, her older daughter Brielle posted the same photo to Instagram, and people immediately noticed some key differences. In Zolciak's photo, young Kaya's nose looks slightly smaller and her bottom slightly bigger. The latter is especially evident in the way the baseboard warps in Zolciak's photo, but looks normal in Brielle's. The revelation quickly gained traction on social media, with many condemning Zolciak for making the alterations.
Why do that to a baby? What is the matter with you?
Number 12, staying for pizza. It was September 8th, 2014, and DiGiorno saw that the hashtag #WhyIStayed was trending. Deciding to hop on the wagon and not doing a single second of research, they added their contribution. Hashtag #WhyIStayed, you had pizza. Simple enough. Except this hashtag was being used for a much more nefarious and uncomfortable purpose. It was actually being used to facilitate discussion about domestic abuse and why people stay with their aggressive partners. Put in that context, the DiGiorno post takes on a whole new and far less wholesome meaning. The company quickly deleted the post, admitting that they did not read what the hashtag was about before posting. They then spent the next day writing personal apologies to offended users. Number 11, taking a bite. In June 2014, Puma posted a photo on X, formerly Twitter, depicting a muscular man wearing the blue jersey of the Italian soccer team. Accompanying the picture was the caption, "Players look damn good in those Puma shirts. Hard to resist taking a bite." Odd phrasing. What's that about? Well, this was actually part of a wider meme in which companies and corporations were making bite-themed puns about soccer player Luis Suarez. During the 2014 World Cup, Italy was playing Uruguay when Uruguay's Suarez bit Italy's Giorgio Chiellini on the shoulder.
It looks to me, dare I say it, that he's had a little bite at Chiellini. Surely not again.
It was not a serious injury, but it was enough to get Suarez banned from football for 4 months.
The player Luis Suarez is banned from taking part in any kind of football-related activity, administrative, sport, or any other, for a period of 4 months in accordance with Article 22 of the FIFA Disciplinary Code.
Number 10, Walrus Attack. Jia Lijun believed he'd made an unusual friend, a walrus at the Shishkakou Wildlife Park in China. He documented his trip to the park on WeChat, where he referred to the walrus as so strong, so big. Unfortunately, he made a terrible mistake when he entered the walrus's enclosure, turned his back on the huge animal, and attempted to take a selfie. The walrus grabbed him and pulled him into the water. According to staff at the zoo, it may have been acting playfully rather than aggressively. But after a struggle, Ja and a zookeeper who tried to help him were both drowned. Number 9. Hitting the hay. Back in 2013, the supermarket company Tesco sent a tweet to its followers that read, "It's sleepy time, so we're off to hit the hay." This seemingly innocuous statement became unexpectedly popular, receiving hundreds of comments and over 2,000 retweets. But not for a positive reason. Only a few days earlier, Tesco had been accused of selling burgers with horse meat in them, an accusation which, unfortunately, turned out to be true.
That's horrible. Like, as a student, so I'm buying the cheaper stuff. So, I don't like to have to buy, I know it's not made very nicely. The fact it's got horse in it, I was like...
Tesco's ill-timed reference to hitting the hay caused an uproar on Twitter and prompted an apology by the company spokesperson.
Don't Twitter. For the love of Jesus, just stop.
Number 8. Be careful what you repost. In 2014, one Philip Bradbury made a request to U.S. President Donald Trump on Twitter. He wrote, "My parents who passed away always said you were a big inspiration. Can you please retweet for their memory?" He included a picture of a middle-aged couple. Not one to refuse a fan, Trump obligingly retweeted and became the butt of jokes throughout the UK. It turned out that the parents in the photograph were none other than Fred and Rose West, notorious English serial killers who murdered at least 12 people before they were caught in the 1980s. Everyone should be cautious about retweeting posts from unknown sources, but especially presidents.
It's like, ooh, retweet, ooh, fave, everything.
Number 7. A sinister marriage announcement. When Charlie Carver's Facebook page announced his marriage to Kayla Brown, his girlfriend, family and friends were more worried than excited. The day before, both Carver and Brown had mysteriously disappeared, and the fact that Brown had left her dog alone and unattended was suspicious. As days passed, several more Facebook posts appeared, some disturbing, such as news stories about the missing couple and violent messages. Police were able to track the location of Carver's and Brown's cell phones, which had ended up near the property of real estate broker Todd Kohlhepp. There they found Brown tied up in a crate and Carver's body.
I think he knew immediately that he messed up.
Kohlhepp had abducted them both, murdered Carver, and posted the Facebook messages in Carver's name.
This is horrible. I mean, this was a son, a brother, a friend.
Number 6. Appearing innocent isn't enough. When Alan Ruby posted a picture of himself relaxing in a hotel with college roommates, probably no one who saw it guessed that his parents and sister were dead at home. The housekeeper found them the next morning. They had all been shot.
That I was with him, just alone in his room, less than 24 hours after he shot his family. And that I could tell nothing was wrong, that he was completely normal.
In spite of the post on social media, which might have been an attempt to create an alibi, suspicion fell on Ruby pretty quickly. The young college student was a compulsive and extravagant spender, so desperate for money that he had previously stolen his grandmother's credit card. As it turned out, Ruby had murdered his 3 family members in cold blood, believing he would then inherit their money. Number 5. Posting while flying. Amritpal Singh was an amateur pilot who liked to post pictures from the air to social media. While admiring his lovely photos, friends and family members probably never stopped to think about the possible danger to Singh himself. But sadly, it eventually caught up with him.
Units be advised that parties at Front Range Airport are on their way over to the plane now. They can see it. It is down in a field at this time.
In May of 2014, Singh's plane crashed not far from the Front Range Airport in Colorado. He and his passenger, a friend, were killed in the crash.
The NTSB report stated those in the plane were also using the camera's flash function in the night.
Evidence showed that both of them had been taking pictures and selfies with their phones. Authorities believe that the flashes temporarily blinded Singh, making him lose control of the plane.
All we know is they were flying around just in the area, and deputies report that there was heavy fog in this area this morning.
Those old selfies feel different in retrospect. Number 4. At the Red Lake. In 2017, when travel vlogger Sarah Funk visited the Mitsero Red Lake in Cyprus, she and her partner probably thought the place was creepy enough. A mining company excavated there long ago, then abandoned the site, leaving an acidic crater that fills with red water every winter. Funk posted a video on YouTube of herself at the lake with what appeared to be an old suitcase floating in the water nearby. 2 years later, a Cypriot army captain confessed to murdering several people, putting their bodies in suitcases and throwing them into the Red Lake.
A travel case was pulled from the lake, containing the body of a woman and a block of cement.
So chances are, without realizing it, Funk was near one that day in 2017. Number 3. Off the road. Based on her social media posts, Gabby Petito's travels across the United States with her boyfriend Brian Laundrie seemed idyllic. An aspiring influencer, she documented them hiking, camping, and having fun on the beach. However, all was not as it seemed. Witnesses told police that they saw an altercation between the couple. Police found Petito distraught. About a month later, Laundrie returned to Florida in their van, alone.
The Laundrie family acted with indecency. They acted not as humans. This girl was part of their family.
Not long after, Petito's body was discovered in a national park in Wyoming. Laundrie, the prime suspect, was found dead in a swamp sometime later. He had taken his own life, and in his notebook, he had admitted to killing Petito. Number 2. Dating turned deadly. When Sydney Loof didn't come to work one day in November of 2017, concerned friends and family contacted the police. Investigators saw that her last post to social media had been a selfie with the caption, "Ready for my date." She had been in contact with a woman on Tinder named Audrey. They also found that her phone had pinged at an apartment near Lincoln, Nebraska. However, the apartment's residents, Bailey Boswell and Aubrey Trail, had disappeared. The couple posted videos on social media claiming they didn't know what happened to Loof, but had fled because the police were after them. After Loof's remains were discovered not long afterward, both were convicted of first-degree murder.
Trail said he panicked and they disposed of Loof's body in the rural Clay County field when it was light out.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. A scam, an escape, and a murder. Our top pick is one of the most disturbing stories in social media history.
So did you kill your mom?
No, sir.
Did you help?
No, sir.
Dee Dee Blanchard had a joint Facebook account with her daughter, Gypsy Rose, where she would post asking for donations. Rose was apparently suffering from leukemia, muscular dystrophy, and other ailments.
I'm going to Children's Mercy Hospital to see my dentist.
As it turned out, however, Dee Dee had been lying to doctors and friends for years. Rose had no serious medical conditions and had been confined to the house and forbidden to speak to anyone. When Rose was 20, she met a sympathetic young man online, and they hatched a plan to murder her mother. Once it was done, Rose announced the fact on their Facebook page. Although Rose is now in prison, she says she feels freer than before. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.